Shabbat Shalom, family. This is Sistah ChaYah. Welcome to another story time with Sistah ChaYah. I pray that you all are well with so much that's going on in the world. And welcome to the Melchizedek Network. Family, the reading of this book, The Silent Dominion, Unmasking the System by DAMIAN, it's really been received positively, especially from all my brothers and sisters over on TikTok. So I'd like to continue there. As you recall, I read chapter 3, but what I'd like to do today is read the introduction, because many people have expressed an interest in this book, and I highly recommend it. It really opens your eyes as to the state of the world and how we've all been born into this illusion. So again, the book is titled The Silent Dominion, Unmasking the System by DAMIAN. You can get it on Amazon or pretty much any online bookstore. Reading from the introduction. Freedom doesn't exist, not the way you think it does, not the way we're told it does. You're told you are free if you live in a country that says it's a democracy. You're told you are free if you can pick where you live, where you work, what you eat, and who you marry. But it's all a show. The most important things in life aren't yours, and there are systems in place so that they never will be. Those systems don't just exist in one part of the world or in one part of society. They are everywhere. They cross borders, they cross industries, and they cross social constructs. They are in place to control you, your thoughts, your actions, your knowledge, and your wealth. From politics to education, and from medicine to technology, what we think of as expressions of our freedom are no more than tools to control us. We are stuck in traps of more powerful people who have the same overarching goal: to remain in power, to remain the ones making all the decisions, to remain the ones controlling all the wealth and ensuring that it stays that way year after year. Does it sound like a lot of conspiracy theories and scare tactics? That's a question. That is the result of your brain not wanting to see the truth. Think back to your country's last big election and how passionate your candidate was about what he or she would do in office. How much of that has happened is the question. How much has your life improved? That's another question. It doesn't matter what your political affiliation is, it's all the same. The same people stay in power no matter who you vote for. That same senator who was on TV yapping when you were a child is still there 30 years later. That candidate who creates the cult of personality around him or her acts like they're more important than anything else, even your religion. What are your children doing at school? That's a good question. Are they out exploring nature, getting fresh air, and exchanging ideas about the way the world works? Is a question. Or are they inside a classroom in silence, watching a screen tell them the only things they should be learning. Speaking of those screens, are you getting impatient to get back on yours and see which of your apps has pinged in the last 60 seconds? That's a question. Do you find you are so hung up on knowing who is liking your posts, retweeting your thoughts, or winking at your photos that you can't sit straight for 5 minutes at your desk? Do you notice how much of your self-worth is defined by what happens on that tiny screen you hold in your hand? When's the last time you purposely left it behind, went outside, and totally ignored it for the rest of the day? That's a question. What happened to you during the COVID-19 pandemic? Obviously, you didn't die since you're reading this book. And didn't it seem like we were all headed to the grave early on in that process? When your government told you to stop going to work, you obeyed like a loyal servant. Never mind that you were subtly teetering on the edge of financial ruin. When it told you to cover your face with a mask without any sort of real information on how effective that was, you bought them by the case. When you were told you couldn't go near relatives of a certain age, you utterly abandoned them. Other than occasional waves through a window, and when there was suddenly a cure, and that you had to take, you rolled up your sleeve and smiled, even though you knew every corner had been cut and many rounds of testing completely ignored. An overwhelmingly large number remain blissfully unaware of how much our lives are being guided by processes we have absolutely no say in. I'll have to repeat that. An overwhelmingly large number remain blissfully unaware of how much our lives are being guided by processes we have absolutely no say in. We were told who to vote for and who to hate. One country is our ally despite doing heinous things, while another is our sworn enemy because they think differently than we do. Still feeling like you're running the show is a question. One of the biggest problems out there is that people don't believe in anything real anymore. They measure success on social media pages instead of spending time with the family. They'd rather have a leader who makes their opponents look stupid than one who protects the value they hold dear. They think that just because a big company uses friendly words in their advertising, that they can be trusted with things as precious as our health, our wealth, and our children. We believe what we're told because it's easier than standing up for what's right, demanding the truth, and finding your own line in the sand. This book takes 11 examples of real-world occurrences from the current century that have happened and continue to happen all around the world. They pull back the carefully constructed fabrications created to keep people in the dark of what is really happening versus what the people impacted are being told and seek to challenge what has led us to believe these convenient truths, how outrageous the lies are, and whether or not we have the moral conviction to push back and do better. It's about exposing the illusion of freedom, how people think they're free, but everything around them is actually built to control them. People don't believe in anything real anymore. They believe in algorithms, in trends, and in fake ideas of success and happiness. They're spiritually empty. What? They're spiritually empty, but constantly stimulated. That's by design, and it needs to stop. Yes, it does, brothers and sisters. It needs to stop. I highly recommend this book. It's a little pricey, and it's rather thin for the price. But honestly, I gained some knowledge. And if I gain some knowledge, I want to share it with you. So, brothers and sisters, I pray that that was beneficial for those that listened. And I'll continue with this book. I'll be reading some more. And also some of my other highly recommended books. So be sure to stay tuned for the next Storytime with Sistah ChaYah. As always, on the Melchizedek Network, peace, love, unity, and respect for all people. That's right, brothers and sisters, for all people. That's what it's about. It's about unity, and we need some unity. You all be well, be blessed. I'll see you soon. Shalom.